Hello and welcome back to Operations with Void. This week we will continue our scheduled program of showcasing ships in Ops. For this week, I will have the Abruzzi, showcase the Abruzzi. The Abruzzi is an Italian light cruiser with one key feature that makes it different from the other Italian cruisers. It has high explosive. So it's a standard light cruiser rather than a sap slinging light cruiser. So you have the standard cruiser setup here. I run Def AA. Spotting plane might be better, but I run Def AA because I have Sansonetti. If I did not have Sansonetti, then I'd probably run spotting aircraft, but Sansonetti has the boost where once you get a kill, you get 8% of main battery firing range boost, and that generally gets me what I need for range on Abruzzi. And I also have the standard, well, this is the Italian setup of gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, which works well for Abruzzi, even though it's tier 7, although this is more for the higher tier 1s. Concealment expert, pack a punch for the torpedo damage, because if a torpedo hits, you want it to do damage. Since the torpedoes, they don't do much damage. These are 15 ones, and then the higher tier torpedoes don't do much damage. They have great range, but not much damage. And then we have top grade gunner, and the next thing I'd probably be getting is adrenaline rush. And then maybe Last Stand or Swift Fish or Grease the Gears, depending on how I feel. Although with Abruzzi, you probably want Last Stand, as I had my rudder knocked out 3 times in the game. So with that, we'll go on into battle. So, as you can see, we're going into this with Division 2 Abruzzis and a Showcocker. We tried to get Wacky into Abruzzi, but he decided no, he would rather play an aircraft carrier. 30 aircraft carriers. Then again, this is the pot calling the kettle black. I also play aircraft carriers. That's part of the reason why I joined this game. And then they took away the RTS aircraft carriers, and I was sad because I like the RTS style rather than the current style. I came from Battle Stations Pacific and Battle Stations Midway. Those are the games that I played before, and they had an RTS style as well as a direct control style, and I liked having both, but you can't do that in a PvP environment, apparently. So, even though all I do in this game is play PvE, for the most part. Anyways, so you see we have HE loaded, going for the Hatsuharus. We're swapping targets because I figured, yep, the mines got it before I even was able to shoot. And there we got the Shokaku got that kill. You see, one of the turrets has worse rear of the turrets. One of the rear turrets has worse angles, so we have to give a lot of broadside to be able to hit or shoot all the guns. Untamed gets that kill, so he gets his range extended. We don't get our range extended, but that's fine. We are the closest ones and the furthest ones ahead. So we made sure to make quick work of the destroyers, because the Hatsuharus have about a minute for reload, and the Shiratsu is a little, like a minute and a half for their reload, and you want to get them killed before they can use their torpedoes. We're going ahead and putting our turrets to the right side so that we can use all the turrets on that side to shoot the cruiser. I believe it's a Mogami or Myoko. Anyways, there it is, Myoko. We are holding fire, and then we see somebody else shoot above us. So we wanted to wait until someone else shoots, because if you can get one of the bigger guns to shoot in there, then they can just delete them or half delete them with citadels. Whereas you see, we are getting penetrations. It's nothing, no big damage. And this is one of the situations where if we had sap, we probably would have run with sap instead of armor piercing. And there we go, we get the kill, and our main battery range is extended to 16.3. So I'm going to throw torpedoes off towards the Alba just in case. And there's a destroyer. So we're immediately swapping to destroyers. So I was moving to be able to get a nice broadside on the Yahagi, but since the Yahagi was killed already, we were moving back in. If you get both the Myokos, the 2 cruisers that are coming in, and I believe 1 destroyer, then they should start retreating. And there we go, our rudder's knocked out. And the Alba was taken out. It's what I expected, because most of the people do focus on those cruisers that are coming in. They're easy shots, and so that's why people focus on them. You see, we had 1 destroyer, and all the cruisers were dead, so now they're retreating. Even though we haven't seen the Fubuki or the Shiratsu in the back, they didn't really have time to do any damage. And so we're moving towards the 2 destroyers that are going to spawn up in the north along the B6, B7 area. They are already spawned. But we're moving to intercept them so that they don't damage any of our battleships, as that is the job of a cruiser. I do it in a destroyer as well. It's harder in a destroyer since you have less HP, less DPM. But at the same time, sometimes it's easier because you're faster. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and throw torpedoes at that Hatsuharu because they are right next to us. And there we have our 100 shell hits, so our consumable duration has been extended. And now we can use our heal to maximum effect. And this is one thing about having HE. Be with destroyers, if you cross the T, you get your broadside to their front. They cannot throw their torpedoes at you without turning, and they only have their front gun, which with Japanese destroyers, that means only 1 set of 2 127mm guns. And they'll be aiming for your citadel area. The bots always aim for the citadels. Your citadel. Well, center mass of your ship. For cruisers, that's where, well, for all ships, that's going to be the most heavily armored section. So if they're shooting high explosive there, they might not actually pen. And so here we are, we're using our Def AA because we can. But it's actually, the AA is actually not that good. And this is when I realized how atrocious the Yeti actually is. So for the most part, yeah, spotter plane is probably the better choice. Like even with Defe, we're not getting that much. And we have 12-kilometer torpedoes, so we're going ahead and just blind dropping them out there. So we're using the island as a break. So the Alba is probably going to come this way. We're also hiding from the enemy, because we are so far forward that they're all going to be shooting at us. Make sure that there's enough room between the island and the torpedoes, that the island doesn't block any of those torpedoes. We move forward to try and get out of this position again, and use the Fletchers as cover while we well, try to take out some ships. Let's start with the Akizuki right there. So Akizuki is dangerous. It has the highest DPM of all the ships over there. Yeah, we're ignoring the Alba. We're going to try and make sure this Akizuki is dead. Once it's dead, then we can worry about the other things.
Abbiamo affondato un cacciatorpediniere nemico.
You see how the turrets are pretty slow. We DCP'd that because we're on fire as well, and we kind of want to turn around. So we didn't go up there. We didn't just sit in a position that would have been bad. We actually came back out when we had the chance, with the Fletchers taking the damage for us. Now we're going back up there, because the Akizuki is dead, so the highest DPM is gone. The Bismarck, I believe, is going up there. And someone says charge. Yeah, oh, the Bismarck. He says he punched a hole. He killed all of one ship. Maybe. He definitely did not punch a hole. And pop goes the Furutaka. We go in to dodge these torpedoes. The only hole he probably punched was the Atago. There's the Abruzzis over here with our RHE power combined. I really want to go broadside, but I'm also going straight in. And no, but the Mogami is going broadside. And pop goes the Mogami. And even though I can heal more, I want to heal back as much as I can right now. Especially as I'm going in against a destroyer and a cruiser hitting me. There comes those torpedoes. That's the thing, when you're going bow in towards a ship with torpedoes, then it's easier to dodge. And now that all the ships are dead, everybody feels comfortable going up. Because you only have, what, 2 ships alive right now? You have the Alba, 3. Shiratsuyu that just spawned in, and then there's the Shiratsuyu that made it behind me. Because it went on the other side of the island. Oh look, our steering's knocked out again. And so we're using our throttle to maneuver instead of our rudder because we can't use a rudder. Our rudder's stuck and straight. The good thing is, at least it's stuck and straight rather than in a circle like the Bismarck's rudder was stuck. In real life, if your rudder is stuck like this, then you could hopefully, like if you have multiple screws, you could adjust the screw shaft to the throttles on each side of your ship to turn. Because if your rudder was stuck like that, you probably wouldn't be able to steer until you reach port and dry dock. That's one of the arcade things of this game. You see, by just pounding away, we have opened up here. Since one of the aerodrome's almost dead. Oh, didn't get that. Lexington got that. We were just focusing on doing damage because we had a lot of time left. Didn't even have the 5 minutes remaining. And so there we are, 180k damage with 8 kills, only 16 planes, even though we have FAA. If we didn't have it, would be much. We'd probably only have 10, maybe. And that brings us to top. Abbruzzi, Shokaku, and Abruzzi on top. I'm not sure what the mines did, but they weren't up there where they should have been in doing all the damage. Let's see, Furutaka, we did 100k damage from our high explosive, 40k from our armor piercing, and only 3 torpedoes hit for nearly 30k damage. So yeah, we did use our HE a lot more. But when the time came, so you saw the armor piercing, knowing when to use armor piercing can prove very deadly effective. And we were only running greens. So with greens, we made 500,000 in credits, 2,000 free XP, and only 500 elite commander XP since my Cincinnati is not at 21 points. With that, if you enjoyed this video, if you would like, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, think I did an absolutely terrible job, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos or you want to make fun of me in the future, hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified whenever I upload new videos. However, I do hope to see you again next week. All the best.